Hello student, up till now we see the definition of a GCD and their examples. In the same manner we have another concept about the numbers, that is a list common multiple of any two given integer which are not zero. So we see the definition of, firstly the definition of common multiple, and then we see the definition of list common multiple, which is also called as the LCM of any two integer or more than two integers. So we firstly see the definition of common multiple. As we know that what is meant by the multiple. So we see firstly the meaning of multiple. So we write multiple of 2, which is nothing but the 2, 2 into 2, 2 into 3, and so on. So these are all the multiples of 2, that is 2, 2, 4, 2 to the 4, 2 3 the 6, 2 4 the 8, 2 5 the 10, and so on. So these are the multiples of 2. We call the multiples of 2 as 2 multiplied by 1, 2 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 3, and so on. Similarly, what is the multiple of 5? Multiple of 5, which is equals to 5 to the 10, 5 to the 15, 5 4 to the 20, and so on, right? So here the common multiple of 2 and 5, 10 is the common multiple, okay? And if we go forward, there comes a 20, so 20 is also a common multiple of 2 and 5. So common multiple of 2 and 5, common multiples of 2 and 5 are 10, 20, 30, and so on, okay? So here the table of 10 is come, that is 10 multiplied by 2, that is 20, 10 multiplied by 3, 30. So if we know the smallest common multiple, then the multiple of that is the common multiple of the numbers, okay? So we see, firstly we write the definition of common multiple. The definition of common multiple is, so we let A and B be two non-zero integers, and integer C is called common multiple of A and B if A divides C and B divides C. So the common multiple of A and B we denote it by C, and C is called common multiple if the number A or integer A divides C and B divides C, okay? So as here 10 is the common multiple, so 2 is dividing 10 and 5 is dividing 10, right? So in the same manner we are saying in the definition that C is a common multiple if the numbers divide C, that is A and B both divide C, then we call C as a common multiple. So we see the example here that 0 is the common multiple of every non-zero integers, because if A and B be any two non-zero integers, and we are saying here that 0 is the common multiple, then 0, that is A divides 0 and B divides 0. Any non-zero integer divides 0, okay? So we are saying here that 0 is the common multiple of every non-zero integer, and the product of AB and minus AB. We are taking second example, the product of product A into B and product minus A into B are the common multiples of A and B. Since A divides AB, because here A get cancelled, so A divides AB and B divides AB. Okay, so common multiple of A and B is AB. Also A divides minus AB and B divides minus AB, right? So AB is the common multiple of A and B. As by the definition, what the definition says, C is the common multiple if A divides C and B divides C. Okay. As in this example, multiple of 2 and multiple of 5, the common multiple are 10, 20 and 30, and we choose the list of them, that is, we choose the smallest integer from this multiples, and the smallest integer is nothing but our 10. Therefore, we call 10 as the least common multiple of 2 and 5. So, let's see the definition of a least common multiple, which is defined here as the least common multiple of two non-zero integers. That is, we require the integer should be non-zero integer. That is, all integers are non-zero. A and B is the positive integer m. So, least common multiple is a positive integer and it satisfies these two conditions. That is, we call this m the LCM if A divides m and B divides m. And the second is for C greater than 0, A divides C and B divides C. That is, if there is any other common multiple, then that multiple is greater than this m. That is, that multiple, that is A divides that C and B divides C, implies m is smaller than or equal to C. Okay. What this condition means, that the m is the smallest multiple. We called m as a multiple. From condition 1, we called m as the multiples of A and B, and from second condition, m is the smallest multiple among all the multiples of A and B. So second gives us the least common multiple. Okay. So we see the example here again, that we denote, firstly write down, we denote LCM of A and B as in square bracket A comma B. Okay, so we find the LCM of 6 comma 8, which is equals to, so the LCM is the common multiple of 6, and we find the common multiple of 6 and 8, and from this we choose the smallest one and we call this as the LCM of 6 and 8. So multiples of 6 are is equals to 6, 12, 18 and so on. Multiples of 8 and so on. Okay, here if we again forward this, so the multiple of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24 and so on. Multiple of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32 and so on. So here the common multiple is 24, and this is the first which is come here, so we call this as a least common multiple. Okay, so LCM of 6 comma 8, LCM of 6 comma 8, which is denoted as in square bracket 6 comma 8, which is equals to 24. And now we see the properties of LCM. Properties of LCM. So the properties of least common multiple are nothing but the results on the least common multiple that we were used to solve the examples Okay, so the first property is, so our first property is nothing but the theorem which state that a common multiple of any two non-zero integers a and b is a multiple of the LCM. That is common multiple of any two non-zero integer a and b. We denote this common multiple as c, and what this theorem state that the common multiple is a multiple of the LCM of a and b. That is, c is a multiple of a and b, that is the product of something integer, that is c is written as the integer multiplied by the LCM of a and b. And if this is written, then we say that c divides, or the integer or the LCM a comma b divides c. So what we have say from this, we have to prove that here if c is a common multiple, then c is written as k dash or q into in close interval, q into the LCM of a comma b. Then we say that c is a multiple of the LCM of a and b. And our statement is that if c is any common multiple of a and b, then the LCM divides c. Because of this divisibility, we say that the LCM of a comma b divides c. Okay, so let's prove this theorem. So proof, we let the LCM of a comma b is equals to m, and we take c b any common multiple of a and b. So as c is here a common multiple of a and b, thus a divides c and b divides c by the definition. So we write then a divides c and b divides c. Also the LCM of a comma b is equals to m implies a divides m and b divides m. Now since we have to show that c is a common multiple of its LCM, that is we have to show that c is a multiple of m, so we apply the division algorithm to m and c, and since c is a common multiple, so m is smaller than c, so we apply the division algorithm to c and m. Applying the division algorithm, to c and m, we get, since m is lesser than equals to c, because c is a common multiple, therefore we write c is equals to m into q plus r, where r is a remainder which is 0 less than equals to r lesser than m. Okay, so here the condition is that where r is either positive or 0, because r is positive or it is equals to 0. This implies that r is written as c minus m into q, where 0 less than equals to r lesser than m. Now either r greater than 0 or r equals to 0. So if r equals to 0, then we have done, because if r equals to 0, then c equals to m into q. Okay, that is c is in the multiple of the LCM m. So we consider r is greater than 0. And now as since a divides c, and from this a divides m, therefore by the property a divides c minus mq, which is a linear combination of c and m. Okay, that is we use the property that if a divide x and b divide y, or a divide y, then a divide mx plus ny. Okay, that is, we take the linear combination of x and y. So we use this property here. So a divides c minus mq, and which is equals to r. So a divides r. Similarly, b divides c and b divides m implies b divides c minus mq by the same property, and therefore this implies b divides r, since c minus mq is equals to r. Okay, so what is here is, from this 2 we have this implies a divides r and b divides r. So as we have seen the definition of common multiple, that if a divides this and b divide the number r, then we say that r is a common multiple of a and b, and it lies between 0 lesser than r lesser than m. So this condition implies r is common multiple of a and b. But from this condition, because m is the least common multiple and r is given, we have proved here that r is a common multiple of a and b, therefore we can say that, then from this m is not, but then m is not the LCM of a and b, because here m is the least common multiple. So if r is a common multiple of a and b and r is smaller than m, then this implies that m is not the LCM of a and b. Okay, so to retain or to have this, that m to be a least common multiple, we require that r should be 0. Otherwise r is the least common multiple. So to have b should be LCM of a and b, we require that r is equals to 0. In this equation, that is, we give this as a equation number 1. So we require that r equals to 0 in equation 1. Therefore c can be written as m into q, and this implies, or we can say that m divides c. So we can say that c is a multiple of m. Hence the proof. So for example, 48 is common multiple of 6 and 8. You can verify this because 6 divides 48 and 8 divides 48. So 48 is a common multiple of 6 and 8. And the LCM of 6, 8, as we have seen in the example, that this LCM is equals to 24. Therefore from this theorem, m divides c, that is least common multiple, divides the common multiple. So here 24 divides 48, and this is true. Okay. Now we see the next property of the LCM as the relation between GCD and LCM. That is, if we know the greatest common divisor, then we can find the LCM. As up till now we cannot see the method of the LCM, to how to find the LCM of the numbers. So we use the GCD, as we have the method, that is the Euclidean algorithm, from which we can find the GCD of any two integers. So we use that method to find the LCM also. So we find here the relation between the GCD and LCM, and from that, if we know the GCD, we can find the LCM. So we see this relation in the form of theorem. We state that for positive integers, A and B, we have the GCD of A comma B into the LCM of A comma B is equals to the product of the integers A into B. Okay, so if we know the GCD, then LCM is equals to A into B, that is product of the integers divided by its GCD. So let's see the proof. Here we let the GCD of A comma B is equals to D, and LCM, that is LCM of A comma B, we denote it as M. Okay, and we have to show that GCD of A comma B into the LCM of A comma B is equals to AB. That is, we have to show that M into D or D into M equals to AB, right? So we show that, to show this, we show that AB is less than equals to M into D, and M into D is less than equals to A into B. That is, AB divides M into D and M into D divides AB. Okay, so we have to prove this. So firstly, we show AB is less than equals to MD. From this, now as the LCM of A comma B is equals to M, so this implies M divides A and M divides B. Therefore, sorry here, it is since LCM of A comma B is equals to M, so M is the LCM, therefore A divides M and B divides M. We have to show that AB is less than equals to MD, so we multiply this by B, so we get AB divides M into B, and we multiply this by A, so that we get AB on the left hand side. So A into B divides M into A or A into M. Okay, so AB divides M into B, AB divides M into A. This implies AB divides the GCD of M into B comma M into A, right? Because AB is a divisor of M into B, AB is a divisor of M into A, so by definition AB divides the GCD of M into B into M into A. This implies AB divides M in bracket B comma A. This is by the result that we can take the common M from the GCD. So this is same as AB divides M in bracket A comma B, that is GCD of A comma B, and GCD of A comma B is D, so AB divides M into D, and the division relation says that AB, since AB divides MD, so we say that AB is less than equals to M into D. We give this as the equation number 1. Now now we have to show that M into D divides A into B. Given that GCD of A comma B is equals to D, so this implies A upon D comma B upon D are positive integers. Since D is positive integer, A and B both are positive integers, therefore A upon D comma B upon D are positive integers. And then, as we know, A divides A implies A divides A into B upon D, because B upon D is positive, so A divides the multiple of A. So we write here A divides A into, this is a positive integer, so A divides A into B upon D, that is A divides B into A upon D, or AB upon D, and B divides B implies B into A upon D. Okay. So from this two, that is A divides B into A upon D, and A divides this number and B divides the same number. Okay. So the same number is here. So we can say that AB upon D is a common multiple of A and B, right? Because A is dividing this number, B is dividing the same number. So we say that AB upon D is a common multiple of A and B. And as by previous theorem, common multiple is a multiple of LCM. That is, if C is a common multiple, then C equals to M into K, and this implies that M divides C, as we see this in the previous theorem. So AB, that is, since M is the LCM, so M divides AB upon D. Now we take this to this side. This implies M is lesser than or equals to AB upon D because of the divisibility. And so we take this D to this side. So M into D is less than or equals to A into B. Okay. So this is the second equation. Now from 1 and 2, that is AB is less than or equals to M into D, and from 2 MD is less than or equals to AB. So from 1 and 2, we have M into D is equals to A into B, or GCD of A comma B is into LCM of A comma B is equals to the product of the number A into B. So what we have seen here, that the GCD into LCM is equals to the product of the two integer of the GCD we have taken or the LCM we have taken here. Okay. So we prove this theorem as we take the GCD as D, LCM as M, and it is equals to AB, and we show that AB divides MD and MD divides AB, and we show that from both the equation we get they are equal. Okay. Let's see the example here. GCD of 6, 15. The divisor which divides 6 and 15 both. Okay, the number which divides 6 and 15 both is 3. 3 divides 6 and 3 divides 15. And this is the greatest common divisor which divides both. So 3, we take the GCD of 6, 15. And LCM of 6, 15 is equals to 30. Okay. Now the product of that is the GCD into the LCM is equals to 3 multiplied by 30, that is 60, which is same as the 6 multiplied by 15. Sorry, 3 multiplied by 30 is 90, so which is equals to 6 into 15. We see some more theorem, that is the properties of a LCM. So let's see the theorem. A necessary and sufficient condition for the LCM A comma B is equals to A into B, that is the, if we have to find the LCM of A comma B which is equals to A into B, is if the GCD of A comma B is equals to 1. That as in the previous time we saw that GCD multiplied by LCM is the product of the integers. So if GCD is equals to 1, then LCM is equals to the product of the integers. So a necessary and sufficient condition for the LCM is equals to the product of integer is the GCD should be equals to 1. That is, we require that. We also call this as the GCD is equals to 1 means A and B are relatively prime numbers. Okay. So we see here the proof where A comma B belongs to N. That is, we require that A and B are positive integers. The LCM of a comma b is equals to a into b. So number 1, let the LCM of a comma b is equals to a into b, and we have to prove that GCD of a comma b is equals to 1. The theorem is given here that a necessary and sufficient condition. Necessary and sufficient condition means if and only if condition. So if and only if means the LCM is equals to a into b, then a comma b is equals to 1. And if a comma b equals to 1 is given, then the LCM is the product of integers. Okay, so we assume in the first case that the LCM is equals to the product of integers, and we have to prove that GCD of a comma b is equals to 1. As from previous theorem, we have the LCM of a comma b into the GCD of a comma b is equals to 1. Is equals to a into b. Therefore, as given that the LCM is equals to a into b into the GCD of a into b. So this AB get cancelled, and this gives us the GCD of a comma b is equals to 1. Okay, this proves the first part. This proves the first part, that is. Now we prove the second part. So for this we let GCD of a comma b is equals to 1, and we have to prove that LCM of a comma b is equals to 1. So again by the result that since LCM into the GCD is equals to the product of integers, and the LCM, we have to prove that the LCM is equals to a into b, and since the GCD is equals to 1, so we put this here. So LCM of a comma b into 1 equals to ab implies LCM is equals to ab, since GCD of a comma b is equals to 1 is given. Okay, so both the part, so this implies the second part. Okay, this proves the converse part, hence the proof. So this result is very simple, that is, if the a and b are relatively prime, then the LCM of a comma b is equals to the product of integers. Now we see one more property in the form of theorem, that if c is greater than 0, then the LCM of CA comma CB is equals to C into the LCM of A comma B. Okay, so we have to prove this. We know by theorem that GCD of A comma B into LCM of A comma B into the GCD of A comma B is equals to the product of the integers. Okay, so from this theorem we can write this as, so from this implies the LCM of CA comma CB into CA comma CB is equals to CA into CB. Okay, that is LCM of CA comma CB into GCD of CA comma CB is equals to CA into CB. So this implies the LCM CA comma CB is equals to CA into CB upon CA comma CB, which is equals to, now we can take the C common here, so it is C square AB, and from this we can take common C from the GCD, because since C is greater than 0, therefore GCD of CA comma CB is equals to the C in bracket A comma B, that is GCD of A comma B. So now CC get cancelled here. So we have C into A product AB upon the GCD of A comma B. So which is equals to C, and from this equation 1 we can write this as a AB upon the GCD is nothing but our LCM. So it is LCM A comma B. Since from 1. And therefore we get our result, that's the LCM of CA comma CB is equals to C into the LCM of A comma B. Hence the proof. So we see up till now the properties of the LCM, and now we here end our lecture. So thank you, students.